know about Trevor Lawrence. I do know about the haircut. I do know about the Saturdays. I do know about Clemson. And I do know that they won that game in miraculous fashion against the Chargers the other day. But today, it's a new week. It's a new game. The next round of the playoffs. No, he hasn't been there before. This guy is talking about how Arrowhead's not going to be that loud. Trevor, buddy, baby boy, Jacksonville, sweet prince, Duval, Trev. Arrowhead Stadium? The one that's notorious for being louder than all of the other ones? Trev, what are you talking about, buddy? Seriously, though, I don't know what Trevor's doing. I can't think of many a month things tougher than going to Kansas City and having to win a playoff game in the middle of January. That's a tall order. That's a tall order. Listen, I get up, I shower in the morning, I make breakfast, I pack my lunch, and I go to work, and I get there, and I sit down, and I go, oh, that was a tall order what I just did. Kansas City in the cold, Arrowhead Stadium, Pat Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and we're going to gas him up even further by going, hey, this thing you're super famous for and that your entire fan base prides themselves on, probably the team a little bit, built in to the brand of the Kansas City Chiefs. Yeah, I don't know. I played in college. The ACC got a little loud at Georgia Tech. Those games were a little rowdy. Virginia Tech, they do the Enter Sandman thing. Arrowhead can't be that different. To do that by Trevor Lawrence, that is, you either got the biggest balls in town or you might be an idiot. And I don't want to believe Trevor Lawrence is an idiot. Seems like a good guy. And I feel like you can't be an idiot to be an NFL quarterback, much less a successful one, much less one that's won a playoff game, much less one that went first overall and has been touted as the next big thing since he was probably 16 years old. I feel like you can't be an idiot, but at the same time, to go ahead and chirp the loudest stadium in football and its fan base for not being that loud, that feels a little bit like an idiot move, right? Like if I'm the left tackle for the Jacksonville Jaguars, dude, I had enough trouble hearing the snap count in our home game last week, and we were playing the fucking Chargers. I don't know if I want my starting quarterback, who I'm sworn to protect, talking about how it's not going to be that loud, and now all of a sudden I got to look at the ball instead of looking at my guy. I'm fucking twitching in there like, is he going to snap it? I think I saw him kick his leg. Is he going to snap it? It's a run play. I got to get off the ball. I don't know if I want my 22-year-old QB gassing up the noise level at the NFL's loudest stadium. Now, look, maybe I'm all wrong. Maybe this is part of the Jacksonville Jaguars' grandiose scheme to get this thing done. Many people don't believe they will, myself being one of them, without the comments, right? Even if Trevor Lawrence said they're the best, they're the loudest, I'm not going to hear shit. I won't even be able to hear myself think it'll be a miracle if we pick up a first. Even if Trevor Lawrence said that, I'm still not picking against the Kansas City Chiefs at home in January in Arrowhead. I'm still not picking against them. But the idea that, you know what? I don't know if this game's going to be tough enough as it is, guys. Let's give them just a little bit of extra ammunition. Let's give them a little bit of gasoline on that fire that'll be burning regardless. I don't know if that's the smartest play. I'm not an NFL head coach. I've never been paid to be involved with football. This is my attempt at it, making fun of it, talking about it, doing jokes. I still don't know if that's the smartest tactic or the tactic I would have employed. But what do I know? I'm not on a sideline. I mean, the next worst thing, you go out and chirp Pat Mahomes. You go, hey, he makes a couple throws, but he's nothing special. Actually, as a matter of fact, that was a lot better than that guy in college. Yeah, well, Mahomes has had a good career. He makes some throws. He shows up on the highlight reels. They won a Super Bowl, but he's surrounded by a lot of talent. He gets that offensive line. He gets Travis Kelce. He had Tyreek Hill. Anybody could make those throws. Pat Mahomes, hell, I'll win 2 Super Bowl rings if you put me in Kansas City. That feels like the next worst thing, the only thing worse than what he did. It goes chirping Pat Mahomes, talking about how he's actually nothing special, and then chirping Arrowhead and the fans for not actually being that loud. Water's not that wet. Is that next, Trevor? What are you going to say next? Food doesn't taste that good, Trevor? What are you going to say next? Ice cold beers with your friends, isn't that fun? Trevor, what exactly do you say next if that's like the first thing, beginning of the press reviews, beginning of playoff week? huge game, biggest of your career, the team's career since at least that Patriots game however many years ago. And the first thing to mind is, I'm going to fucking talk about how their fan base actually isn't that crazy. I'm going to talk about how that loud-ass stadium actually doesn't get that loud. I just don't know. And look, maybe Jags fans love it. I hope they do, because you're in the playoffs. You got to keep it positive. You got to be happy. At least that's what I would try to be doing if I was a Jaguars fan. You already know the odds are stacked against you, so maybe you kind of rally around it. You say, fuck the Chiefs. Who gives about Arrowhead? Duval? Maybe you like that as a Jags fan. Rile the boys up a little. Hey, we had to win this game already, and now our quarterbacks just went and talk shit about their fans. Now we extra got to win this game. I don't know if I would love that as far as the boys need extra motivation in the playoffs as a Jags fan, but maybe I'd love it as far as we don't give a fuck. We'll say anything we want. We're not afraid of the Chiefs. Fuck those guys. Maybe to some extent, that's what you need if you're the Jags. I mean, playing nice and being, yes, Mr. Mahomes, thank you. Yes, Mr. Kelsey, it's a pleasure to be here. That's probably not going to get it done either. Being Charlie Brown in the corner with the Christmas trees not going to do it. Is chirping the fan base going to do it? I don't know, but I can see where Jags fans, you rally around it. It's a big game, the biggest you guys have had in a long time. You can't take a press conference little tidbit about the fans. You can't take that out of context, or you can't blow that up into something like, all right, the kitchen's on fire, the pasta's overdone, dinner's canceled. You can't do that. Fuck it. We'll order out. We'll get some P.F. Chang, some upper-class Chinese food, and we'll make a meal out of this after all. You're in the playoffs. You're a star fan base. You got to make burned kitchens out of P.F. Chang's.